Alright, part two of this beautiful sequence of the Great Golden Awakening. Here we go. Hey everyone, I have more information for you, and I'm just going to get these done wearing this very simple, happy, light, and fun astrological outfit. Pants brought to you by Forever 21, which I do not have direct affiliation with yet, or contracts or any phone numbers, but they are definitely pushing out clothes that has to do with me personally. So thank you. Very, very happy with that. All the different brands doing that, including Firefly Path. Thank you for helping people become their own Zelda, their own supernatural earth being that is now amplified with superhuman abilities. So, without getting all super specific about what human means, according to online, it means Homo sapien. Homo sapien is a very specific type of evolution process where they seem to have taller heads in the skull area. And I am not against that whatsoever. I see that guy that I'm supposed to be with is actually part of a different evolvement process, even though we look similar. He looks like the bigger to my little. Um, he looks like my everything that I want in a guy, and that makes this part even fun, like for me at all, because then I feel these endorphins that I get to like continue in my bloodline. I get to make babies with him. I get to have fun with him. I get to do things I actually love and enjoy, which I wasn't getting to do with other men that I was with while I was doing all my career workings in LA, etc. That was so nuts and gnarly that I am so happy I get to sit here just doing this from my mom's couch right now. That, like, can we get an amen? Can we get a hallelujah? Can we get amazing? Yes. Are you already perfect? Yes. Is there one flaw about you that makes you special? Guess what? There's more. Guess what? These syndromes and fun things that, like, some people having Tourette's makes them original. It makes them defendable. It makes them humble in a lot of ways, as long as they don't get like too angry or mean with people, which I haven't experienced. But I'm learning more and more about myself, that what I knew about having a stammer was correct. That stress was actually, and fear of not being enough to my family, to my dad, has loosened up since his death a lot, where I can actually like relax enough where my stammer, my stutter actually happens when that happens. Today is not one of those days really, because I'm under a lot of stress, just from having a hard time releasing it, which is, I just have to tell you, is what they said during the Wi-Fi studies, that it sometimes tends to make it harder to release oxidative stress from the body, and that's that really tense stress that, like, you're trying to breathe out in the house, and you're trying, and you know that you could if you were outside, but right now there's like mosquitoes in my area. Like, Zika wasn't like prominent in this area, but like Mexico's only an hour away from us, and I get paranoid about like being out there too much. I don't like mosquito bites either, so I'm gonna have to invent a mosquito deterrent spray. I've already invented a 24-hour deodorant out of 3 all natural ingredients that are actually even sustained. It's an employee owned company that makes the baking soda that I'm going to teach you guys how to make. It is baking soda, eucalyptus oil, and coconut oil, and you mix it into a nice paste, and your BO will be gone all day long. I promise you. Like, I will make it for you. If you know me personally, I will make it, and you can buy it from me. I've got plenty of containers, product. Might need a deposit ahead of time if I run out of product or something. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But anyway, you can make it home now for yourself, because I'm not here to hoard information on stuff that's just like really necessary. There's too much trash, too much stuff that doesn't work, too much stuff that's got chemicals in it. I just gotta tell you how to do it, because these families have castles and we don't. And yeah, I know they gotta keep their castles going, but they're not like in fret or danger of losing their places. And if you are, you didn't have enough all natural products on the shelves. And if that was because of lack of information from people finding it, that was the lack of religion on the land. I'm Jewish. It's a genetic. It also means dirt in Native American. So I'm not trying to call myself Jewish anymore now that I see that it was already a word in their language before anybody was calling themselves Jewish. Okay, so it meaning dirt. I don't want my skin turning into dirt, and that's what happens. Like when archaeologists find bones, they just find bones because the skin and the flesh turn to dirt, and I'm not trying to do that to myself anytime soon. So I'm not calling myself Jewish. And I've seen the ancient Torahs, and it hasn't been a perfect religion. And there's been issues because if they chose death, that wasn't real faith. When they were asked to drop their faith, that means choose life. So if they wouldn't, then that is like something that's too rigid of a belief to even like pass go in that scenario. Like that was like Holocaust right there. The people that said, okay, we'll drop our faith didn't get put through Holocaust, starvation, illegal practices. Hitler was not a justified man. He didn't kill these people right away, like some people have done during war, but that wasn't a justified practice. This isn't something that you want to admire. You don't want to be like Hitler. So I'm not trying to put you guys on meth like his soldiers, where he's like was trying to get like something quick and easy into them where they needed less sleep during the day. You know, they had more energy supposedly. Meth is not a good drug. It's not. It's not fun. It's really not. So I'm not trying to just put you on meth, crack, drugs, coffee. I am going to teach you really like actually how to do this. So step 2, this video is what this is, right? But the first stage of the Great Golden Awakening definitely has to do with resisting sins. It has to do with church study, because church is just how you say it in English. Other people say temple, other people say what they say about what their church is, and there's goodness in almost all of the main religions I've noticed, but then the bad has to be taken out so that there isn't the bad luck. Okay, you do good things for good luck. If you do bad things, you're going to get bad luck no matter what, because that's just like how energy conversion works. It's how the air even converts out of the trees. We breathed it out, the trees sucked it in, breathed out, pushed out clean air for us. And so that's like right there how we're even breathing. So why wouldn't it be like that as far as luck? So the third step after, yes, church study and resisting the sins, then you get to cleanse the body, because then you can focus, you get the ingredients, you got the money to do it, you got the ingredients, you got the stuff to do it. You were able to because it was through religious guidance, mastership, benefit, upliftment of the soul, or the spirit rather, like how you feel. You're not here to get rid of your soul. Now I see how that could be misinterpreted when they're like singing about giving their souls away in church right now. So not everybody's perfect in choice of words in the religion that they're using. Okay, it's not. Otherwise they wouldn't age, and they would have all their supernatural abilities invoked if they had it figured out, Ivan. So guess what? I pulled the goodness from a bunch of different practices, and that's actually what it describes in the Witches magazine I bought from Walgreens about what some witches do. Now, which it stands, which way, I'm going to eat a sandwich, is all like not what I want of my body. Like, this is not what I want of my body. To like become a sandwich, like a Cyrus of the Sand, is that like that or something? Like, I'm gonna say probably yes, because these are different things I was figuring out becoming Cyrus, and Cyrus is of the stars, of the sky, of the sounds, of the singing, of the other things to start with S that is like major like that. That's just like where I got to, and different things that I got to do that made like the stars do amazing things, like a star show, like where it was like showing like giraffes running and then cheetahs, and it was in the stars for me after I was singing in the language of Ra, which I call it like the same language of the soul. Some people call it holy tongues, but I don't want my tongue pierced because I don't want an accident to happen where it goes numb. So I like my tongue the way it is. and I've had a hole in it before, an accident from smoking a cognac dip cigar in Vegas. I smoked like the whole darn thing because I wanted to be cool with the dudes, and it put a hole in my tongue the next day the size of a dime. Is this huge, like I had like tongue herpes or something, which I've never had a cold sore before. I've had canker sores. I don't know who hasn't, like from sugar. And guess what? Yeah, that makes sense why cancer or tumors rather looks like that, like a bunch of really nasty, like infected canker sores, because it feeds off of sugar. So the first thing you're going to have to do is stay off the sugar to even not have inflammation in your body so that your skin clears up if you're having any acne issues. I'm not wearing any concealer right now, and this is like the dream of my life skin that I could be in and living right now with my health. Just so you see, like, I'm 31 years old, but like look how precious and prime my skin is from my good health and diet. So you can understand and tell that I am not like using any filters or AR or anything right now on my camera. This is a normal Google Chromebook Asus that we bought at Walmart, which is a religious brand, I found out. And we have to clean up religion because the first black cardinal just went into the Vatican, and lo and behold, all of a sudden he finds out that the Pope himself is doing bad things with children, and that's what he has to look forward to, being the first black cardinal accepted into the Vatican schooling system. How embarrassingly rude. So we don't want that for him. I was even like prophesizing about this through artwork. I was like ripping up egg cartons, cardboard egg cartons, to make artwork with, and it looked like a bunch of bird heads, and it looked like cardinal faces in my opinion. I've even performed in the Cardinal Stadium here in Arizona for Palmline, for a football game, because our football team went to state, and they did not end up winning, but we got to perform in the Cardinal Stadium, got to be on the big TV screens and stuff, got to be on TV even in high school. And so I was like I had red paint, I have black paint. I was like, oh, I have a little bit of black paint, so I'll have to make one black cardinal and then a bunch of red cardinals because I have quite a bit of red paint. Then I ended up not even be able to use this red paint because it was industrial use only, freaking super toxic fuming. When I like just cracked the lid, it was like, I was like, ah, industrial use only. Oops. So had to put that away. Prophesized about this, okay, my people, and even helped get the first African American woman, technically brown, right, not black. And I think that might be part of why people are not getting the manifestation that they're expecting from saying Black Lives Matter, because not every brown person is black. The blackest people that are even close to the color of black are in Africa, and yeah, they need help too, but they might not actually be black either. There's a shade lighter in the brown category, would not do the manifestation you're expecting. Not working against you, not trying to like hurt anybody. I'm just saying there's bads and goods in every culture that I've noticed and I've analyzed, had to learn from myself. Wasn't goody two shoes perfect either. Definitely, used to be an meat eater, would wear leather, things like that, and then I just like didn't feel right all of a sudden when I found out there was people being vegan, like getting closer to like the ethereal levels of the awakening. And it was bothering me because they were praising the cow like they were higher than us as humans, and these were people called Hare Krishnas, and a lot of them are very good people, but again, they haven't paused their ages either or figured out eternal life, and that's what the hidden story of the Bible is about and what I've been finding out, and all the cool things going on. And I'm definitely further along with keeping my my skin healthy by doing these protocols than not. I'm closer. I can even promise you that you will most likely figure out how to not need sleep like I did, as long as you're not trying to trash yourself. You're going to be able to not need sleep either, and that right there is better than what you were doing before. You get 8, 9, 10 more hours in the day to function and do whatever you want that is healthy, good for you, productive, artistic, creative. These are all good things. It is not meant to like go and run amok and cause a bunch of sin to happen, because guess what? That's bad for your immune system. You're going to lose your awakening doing that. If you're doing that, you're going to lose your awakening and your chances of age pausing altogether. if you do anything sinful, even working at a strip club. I see why the awakening manifests to not be like able to happen for you if this does happen, where all of a sudden you don't have enough money to get the ingredients and keep up the process. You're at least healthier than you were. You activated and awakened more senses than you had before, and you are cleaner. Your body is able to function correctly. And I found out what like the scary demon languages are for. Like, for example, there's a cockroach right here, or a beetle. It's technically a beetle, so I'm very respectful to them because the beetle is very sacred. Very, very sacred. And so to scare it off, sometimes I'll go, that's what that language is for. I've heard girls getting like delivered from evil in church, and they're spitting those tongues, freaking out with their eyes. I'm like, dude, I speak that language, and you couldn't get Lucifer out of me? Let's say that life coming down to this earth and being alive was a punishment pre-penicillin era, when there was syphilis, when like kids couldn't even keep a healthy mouth, when their lips were like rotting inward and whatnot, their eyes even, and that's like their family portrait picture. That's what the kid got because of not having penicillin or these other immunizations, aka vaccines, like we do now. So not every vaccine or flu shot, for example, flu shots, I've noticed a little bit more issues, not death, but there was like, major bruising happened after one kid got his flu shot. I don't do flu shots. I haven't needed to with these good immune techniques, including raw cranberry juice. I have not needed the booster shot and was really scared to do it. Even though like was starting to feel like the pain in my heart and other things like the symptoms talk about. And then I drank a whole cranberry juice, like raw, no sugar added, all natural, organic. Only cost like $3 or $4 at the store. This juice cleaned me up all the way and haven't needed a booster shot. Bob Saget died after getting a booster shot, apparently under his testicles. I said, what is this, like a saggy ball joke? Like Bob Saget put a booster shot. Who even agreed to do that? Under his ball sack, he said, and then he died. So either he's lying, or like straight up the doctor agreed to put his booster shot back like under there, and then it killed him. So those areas like are like most like sensitive and prime, and probably in evolution like one of the most sensitive areas. You wouldn't want to get any injections. So don't do that. That's how another accident prevention, another thing, don't do fentanyl. I saw steam grates in San Francisco that had steam coming out, and then when I found out that they had fentanyl in them, that's why like there'd be men laying, like 3 men laying together on the ground on the steam grate to get high, and their bodies were covered in scabs. And so when I got offered fentanyl in the hospital after giving birth to my child, and they offered me fentanyl, I was like, ew, no. Because of what I've seen it do to people when it was in a steam grate. And I don't know why they were doing that, like attempting to like keep the people calm, but that's not what happened. Like freaking ruckus happened. Like when I left, like rioting broke out. Freaking buildings got like their windows broken in, and don't do fentanyl. Goodness will win, so resist the sins. Next is what to read in the ancient Bible and how to do it. There's so much. Like I'm just having to describe to you what to even prepare for at this point. At least you've already heard in this first video and in this video the simple things that you're even grabbing from the fridge right now that is even on your blood type diet is going to get you healthier. That's the cure to Crohn's disease. I think why Walt Disney personally loved writing stories about me, where he made me multiple different female princess characters, even though referring to others in the other ones more specifically, but gave me their credit, sort of, in a way, because I am doing a lot as a woman, and I did figure out the disease that he ended up dying from. And so he did all this And I don't know why he didn't figure out the curative to Crohn's disease, even though he was writing about me. It's like he couldn't pull it, but he was like just writing from his consciousness. I like draw pictures that look exact like people that I wasn't even trying to draw. For example, from my consciousness, it's like what's speaking to me through the air and through lights, and what needs to be drawn. But it doesn't mean I learned like how to fly yet, you know, even though I might be talking about someone who flies. This video is people doing that, dynamo. But this book is very extensive because in The Awakening, the triangle itself is 1, 2, 3 sides, correct? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 would be 6. So then 6, 6, 6, when there's 3 triangles in one symbol like this, is what some people are talking about, and I wasn't even trying to do that. This is the symbol I wanted on me because I had seen the all-seeing eye, which is a live being with a blinking eye that is alive, that was in the room with us when we were in the middle of a telepathic ceremony. And where we were all telepathic, it was like having walkie-talkies on between each other and nobody else able to talk to us on the same channel type of thing. And I'm not like cursed to have to hear from these people since. If I did decide to keep them as like close friends or followers of mine, then I would love that I've already created like a connection between us and could like talk to them at distance, and that's how that would be done. But I keep blocking them. I'm like, no. They were trying to find out who my one true love is, and then was trying to get with him that night while I was over inebriated on the substance that they told me that I should take. And I'm going to tell you what that is, because here I've already admitted to the state of like utilizing enlightenment substances, which would be in the drugstore, because that's what it's called, the drugstore. As long as people figure out that these are great actual accelerations of our capabilities into our cosmic consciousness, which is what you want, by the way. This is called cosmic, and then furthermore cosmos consciousness. But cosmic, right here on our forefront, is what you start with, because you work up to the other things, like the eye of our maker, for example, is like what some people would call like the big giant eye in outer space. There's other names for the big megastars, but they're megastars. But I think maybe closer to the word entity, not sure, because that would be a sick joke about like why some companies got blown up. Because when I said that entities should explode, I was talking about like principalities and things, and I was hearing like what to do from Jesus, by the way, and that's the guy with the three lovers that told his friends he was gonna die, with bleeding on people with some chalice they had in the original Last Supper painting where Maria was holding like a chalice full of blood. I'm not stupid. It's not the newer painting that Da Vinci Code's talking about. Like, don't follow people's money gimmicks just to have their nice houses and stuff. Like, they knew what they were talking about. Like, you added $14 to their bank account by buying their book. No, you probably spent $40 or $50. And the $50, you could have bought a tour of your Akashic library from the Twin Flame website, 1111 Twin Flames. You could have spent $50 to her and actually had a vivid vision walkthrough of your Akashic library, which tells you about your Twin Flame. And I'm not going to tell you what mine was, because it was so vivid and amazing, and it told me everything I needed to know about my Twin Flame. And that's what this book is dedicated towards, on top of obviously Creator. 24 minutes, and I feel like I'm doing this wrong, but it's all information you need. So I'm not worried. I can smoke peace without it. Smoke peace. I can smoke weed without. Tell me my name. What? It's like Hollywood or something. Yeah, your name. It's on the Hollywood side. They put peace signs, and I'm like, why did that do that to me? No, why did that do that to me? If it says Kalika, like Calica, with a K, Kalica. Why would there be this Hare Krishna discrepancy where he was being called Kali, Lord, even? The end of this story, the Lord gets killed. So Lord, the songwriter, like who did all of her own music, I guess, like made her own homemade beats, she named herself a name of a character that dies in this story. And she's really sacrilege and terrible. Like, I thought she was just like trying to fit in, being weird, but no, she's promoting pure heroin as her album name because she doesn't even own an opium farm or something, and she's trying to play into the, like, you know, if you're trying to find your Shiro, here's your heroin, like trying to like ruin your chance of twin flame love. That's like when you get to fly, and even like maybe really fly. Like, I've seen people fly. I don't know why my guy and I wouldn't need Dynamo and learn how to fly and look like we're killing ourselves, and then we live and stuff like he does. Yeah, like, you know, kind of stuff. So this book, I am going to be making published versions of, because it goes through the full process. That's why I'm a little exhausted, because having to speak all this and just give it away for free is like, are you kidding me? I need you to buy my book, but I'm going to teach you how to do like the cure to Crohn's disease, how to not need sleep, and you're going to realize why most of the world is using me for their music videos really quick, because I know I only have like at most 400 views on one of my video of me booty dancing, something I learned through college to like get myself through college with scholarships, even from getting straight A's by smoking weed. These are all necessary things that I've had to adapt with and break the law and feel like a criminal in my life, and my tattoos aren't criminal, like where I'm like trying to put myself in jail. I'm building up my character to stay independently free of accusation with my doubles, staying, you know, they can't swap out my life, they can't do identity fraud. I don't know how evil or not that they are, because I've seen the differences between doubles that do other very similar things. They both like fanny packs, they both like the same kind of music, they both like headphones, but one is more evil than the other sometimes. And so I don't want my evil twin, or, you know, I actually have to be the more like evil for justice one, because they say at the church the evil one, they know the evil one rules the world, because they know that I'm like the most amused individual on this planet, and that I am leading the world into this awakening which is going to better everybody's life. The process of people feeling suppressed and then reacting about it is the reaction point when you've taken away their natural plant substances that our bodies have evolved with. Shrooms, these are things that we naturally had access to in the forest. Civilization has only been like this for the last 100 or 200 years, and the buildings that have lasted thousands of years, yeah. But we don't have buildings like that. Some of us are just functioning in adobe huts and teaching you from here, and need you to buy one's book on pre-order, because that's going to be the plan. Is I'm going to have this typed up online, beautiful illustration, print to order ready for you. But for me to get that going and have enough money to start the pre-ordering process, I have to get the money to them ahead of time. So we're going to do pre-orders on GoFundMe or Indiegogo, or maybe a new one if I find something different. Indiegogo was a brand that was on my Nomadic to Gladiator journey. Maybe it's them. I think they let you keep whatever you do raise, and then that'll get me to being able to start the print to order process for you guys, and hopefully we can make this an overnight $1 million company and go from there. Because I do want to be putting 33% of my income as a for-profit, but a for-profit for benefit, PBC Corp, B Corp. I want to do beneficial work by putting money into society, because I know how blessings work. Like I said, resist the sins. You do your church study, you figure out what the Bible is even introducing you to, basically into your path of doing your work for Creator. And it's the story of creation, and it's not to be something where you think that you have to follow all those rules. We're going to treat this like it's tarot cards, where the death card is not even talking about dying.